Today we'll find the answers to some of the Empire's biggest mysteries. Let's go! Back during the beginning of the season, Joey Graceffa's pirate crew got into a raging battle with the crew of pirate captain Skeletron. After Joey was swept overboard, he was plunged into the depths of the sea, and he awoke on the shores of a sandy beach. Joey questioned how he survived the battle, only for the pirate to have vague flashbacks to an eye patch wearing pig who had pulled him ashore to safety. Joey, believing that the pig who saved him was in trouble, made a trip to Animalia where he spoke with Doug, Lizzie's astrophysicist pig, who through a psychic connection with Joey, revealed to the pirate the location of Joey's missing savior. After journeying out to rescue the pig and battling through Skeletron's men, Joey rescued a pig named Sir Piggles from the crusty clutches of the skeleton pirates. After making a brief psychic connection to Joey's mind, Piggles informed Joey that the rest of his missing crewmates could be found through treasure maps that would lead him to the four corners of the server.
All I know is you need to find treasure maps to help locate them. Good luck.
After receiving his first treasure map from Pixel Riffs, Joey followed it to Captain Skeletron's secret hideaway, where he discovered his good friend, Pirate Pete, caged up on the ceiling. While searching around Skeletron's treasure chests, Joey also found a map that would eventually lead him to his beloved blacksmith, Pirate Gator. With Joey reunited with two of his old friends, hopefully he will continue to bring each and every one of them home safely to the Eversea. Early into the series, Mythical Sausage was keen on remaining silent about where he originally came from. All Sausage could tell us was that he came from a fallen kingdom, and that he established Sanctuary as a place where all his friends could be safe from the people who once oppressed him in that kingdom. If he were to tell us any more, Sausage could run the risk of assassins discovering the location of Sanctuary, putting all his allies at risk. However, Sausage finally decided to tell us about his backstory in episode 9 of his series. As it turns out, Mythical Sausage once lived in a peaceful kingdom where many of the people were blessed with magical powers. Sausage discovered that he had the magical power to speak with animals from a young age, which is how he came to be friends with his pet dog Bubbles. Despite these happy days, Sausage explained that he never knew his father and his mother died when he was young, so he was mostly taken care of by Edmundo, or Eddie, a legendary blacksmith of the Heron people, a humanoid race of rabbit people. Sausage would soon learn, however, that these days were about to come to an end. You see, the king of Sausage's kingdom grew envious of the magical abilities of his people, so he went out on a night known as the Great Purge. During his fateful night, the king drained the powers of as many citizens as he could and killed anyone who stood in his way. Sausage was one of the lucky few who escaped the king on that night, and he set up Sanctuary as a place where the remaining refugees could be safe. But let's just hope that everyone can keep their mouths shut about the location of Sanctuary, or else Sausage might be in a world of trouble. Dan, that's a long name, has always been known for his teal eyes that perfectly complement his teal hair. However, while Scott looks beautiful no matter how he looks, you might have been a bit estranged by the fact that his eyes are actually two different colors this season. One teal as normal and one a brilliant shade of yellow. Some people, including Shubble, believed that Scott's eyes were different colors simply to go along with the multicolored theme of his Empire Chromia for the season.
It's the eye. It's the yellow eye.
I thought you just had a different colored eye.
No, it's a long story.
However, there is actually a bit of lore regarding how Scott came to possess a yellow eye. As the story goes, Scott was adventuring out in a desert in search of a temple that had a bejeweled skull stashed away among its treasures. Scott was a collector, so finding the skull was a must. After finally getting his hands on the artifact, Scott was surprised to find that the skull only had one eye. Scott fell asleep in his tent that night with the skull by his side, and when he had woken up, Scott discovered that one of his eyes was missing, only to discover the skull had taken the eye for itself. Scott searched around for someone to help recover his missing eye from inside the skull, and he eventually found a wizard who was willing to help him recover the eye in exchange for the skull. After consuming a magical potion and falling asleep, Scott woke up and the wizard was gone, having taken the skull with him. Much to Scott's delight, however, he now had a yellow eye that granted him the ability to see magical field around items with a magical spark. I guess you could say Scott's eye was out of sight until it finally once again saw the light of day. We were almost certain that LD Shadow Lady was a cat at the beginning of Empire Season 2. Not only did she rule over an empire exclusively populated by animals, but she also wore a big Lizzie mask to hide away her true facial features.
I plan to collect many disguises, but for now I will use this one, because I'm not ready to reveal my identity just yet.
Lizzie was constantly slipping up, accidentally saying things like the fur on the back of my head is standing up, when she meant something else, and her absolute love of fish was not helping her case. case either. We could even tell that she was a cat from her Minecraft skin, as it always looked like Lizzie had a little kitten paw sticking out of her sleeve. Well, in episode 9 of her series, Lizzie finally revealed to her fans that she was, in fact, a cat the whole time. Lizzie explained that she came from a long line of jungle cat villagers, possibly hinting at the fact that she actually descended from the cat people of Joey Graceffa's Lost Empire from season 1. Lizzie told her fans that she pretended to be a human because she was afraid of how the humans on the server would treat her if they knew the truth.
If they find out I'm a cat, who knows what they'll do? Put me in a cage? Execute me? Or worse, try and pet me?
All we know for sure is that the cat is finally out of the bag on this mystery. Back during season 1 of the Empires SMP, Scott of Rivendell discovered a book that detailed the age of corruption, an otherworldly force that brought ancient empires down to their knees. The corruption itself seemed nigh unstoppable, so the fate of the Empire's world was left in the hands of the gods. Seeing no other way to save the world, the gods combined their power into one, finally sealing away the corruption for good. However, by using nearly their full power, the gods were sent into a deep slumber, leaving only the great stags, the brothers Eeyore and Exar, in control of the Empire's world. Eeyore and Exar were finally sealed away at the end of season 1 when Scott of Rivendell plunged the rune blade into his own chest, pulling himself, champion of Eeyore, and Zarnoth, the champion of Exar, into an alternate reality. With all the other gods silent for thousands of years, we can only wonder what really happened to them. In a recent Smallish Beans video, however, the god of the sky told us that although there were once other gods on the Empire server, they have all since passed away, so he has decided to build a temple to many of them in his Empire of Stratos.
I was not the only god on the server. Dun, 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 dun. Dramatic screen. There were other gods. However, they are all dead.
Could these be the same gods who sealed away the corruption before season 1 ever began? Perhaps the deep slumber that the gods fell into was a little more permanent than we originally thought. Thankfully, new gods have risen up in the world of empires, such as Saint Pearlescent Moon and God Joel himself. So, hopefully they will fulfill the duties of the gods who came before them. One of the biggest mysteries in the early weeks of Empires was regarding who had slain the Ender Dragon after Fwip discovered that it had been slain before any of the other players had even joined the server. As it turned out, it was the Orion Sound, or Ollie, who had killed the dragon. After losing all his friends on the Afterlife server, Ollie came to the Empire's world to begin anew. Ollie went to the End Dimension, slayed the Ender Dragon, and took the Ender Dragon egg as his trophy. After sitting through the end credits of Minecraft, Ollie returned to the server only to discover that the other players had joined and established their own empires in his world. Ollie would go on to be taken captive by Fwip the Cave Goblin for several weeks, until he was finally released and able to return to his own empire, the Ollie Polygo. Ollie left the Ender Dragon egg cooking above a fire near his new home base, and some strange noises can be heard coming from it at the end of his second episode of Empires. So we can't say for certain that we've seen the last of the Ender Dragon on the second season of Empires. Thanks for watching, bye!